Last time on our cross-country Mongolian road trip,
So I need to close this every time we're in between stones.
Andrew and I invaded the capital to try some seriously unique street food.
If you screw it up, it could blow up.
Today, we're leaving the bustling city and heading south,
My God, this country has some range.
all the way to the Gobi Desert.
Jesus Christ, man, I thought deserts were flat.
Here, you'll still witness Mongolian nomad life, but with a whole new landscape.
Much more flat, and people are so calm, more chill.
There's like a deeper level of chill that I was unaware of.
New geography means new animals.
Dude, this is wild.
This place is home to the world-famous double-humped Mongolian camel.
They look so freaking alien. Oh, dude, they smell awful. That's like their defense system. Jeez.
Today, Andrew and I are on a mission to experience the life and diet of Mongolia's camel herders.
I'm on one side, the baby's on the other side. We are sharing this udder together.
It all starts with breakfast.
Good morning, everybody.
Today, our Mongolian friend Iba is connecting us with the HANDA family.
I've noticed that every time we've gone to a local home here, there's a drink that you always begin the meal with.
Yes.
Tea leaves, camel milk, and water. Mix it, boil it, and call it Mongolia's national drink.
I'm ready for those 3,000 calories.
Here, it can be made from any animal who you can convince to extract milk from. Today, it just happens to be from this handsome lady.
Oh, that is hot camel milk.
It's really rich, but other than that, it tastes far more like cow milk.
I'm tasting the tea much more this time. Usually it just tastes like hot milk to me. This time I do taste the leaves in there. Maybe I'm just getting a little bit more sophisticated Mongolian palate the more we travel through the country. Of course, now we're in a completely different region. To you, what is so special about the Gobi region, the Gobi Desert?
The wide steppe is always windy and much more flat.
Living here means surviving rapid temperature changes, shifting up to 60 degrees in a day, or getting down to -40 in the winter.
Gobi people have to move around because of the camels they're herding. Average moving per year is like 10.
Today, Andrew and I will experience a fresh meal from one of these giant camels.
She cooks with the dung, but do you taste the dung?
But first, some not as fresh, dried camel meat.
This particular meat is prepared in the autumn time. They slaughter the camel. They slice this meat in long shapes and then hang it on this
Inside the yurt?
inside the earth, yeah.
Oh,
and then it is air dried throughout the winter.
After mashing the dried camel meat, Miss HANDA lets it boil in a pot while she starts making noodles from scratch. Flour, barley flour, and water, kneaded into a dough, rolled and cut into thin strips. The fresh noodles dive into a bubbling pot of camel meat, followed by wild chives, salt, and curd.
Oh, wow. The meat, it tastes like rehydrated meat, where it's a little tough. You can see like the water has kind of resaturated it a little bit. Is there milk in here too?
Curd.
Oh my gosh. If you're lactose intolerant, don't come to Mongolia.
Oh, that is just very, very different. I was expecting the same sort of flavors from that horse dish.
How you doing?
I think that's like the definition of gamey. Whereas this is like, again, almost like the milk, a little bit, far more neutral than the horse by comparison. I don't know, it sounds stupid, but it's such a crazy looking creature. I was expecting such a outlandish taste.
Oh wait, have you ever had camel anything?
No. Oh yes, Sonny, I went down the convenience store last week and picked up some camel jerky.
Dude, I've had camel like 3 times in my life.
Oh, you have you?
Yeah, even in Egypt. I had a great time there. I did. I love to get to see you trying camel for the first time. And that you thought like horses are intrepid, majestic creatures and you thought it would taste more majestic. This is Andrew's face after he took a bite of the horse.
It tastes like a barn.
And then now Andrew's here eating the camel. Big fan.
If I had to be a nomad, I'd be a Gobi nomad.
So herding camels, how is it different from cows, from horses, or other types of cattle?
The Mongolian camel, officially named the Bactrian camel, makes up to 6% of the worldwide camel population.
It takes a lot of effort to herd them. They don't usually go with the group, and then they travel long distance, not like 5-10 kilometers, more like 100 kilometers.
These are the largest living camels on Earth, growing up to over 8 feet in height. In the severe Gobi winter, these double-hump behemoths grow a thick, shaggy coat. As the temperatures rise in summer, these coats fall away until they look like what they look like now, big, naked beasts.
How many camels does he have?
About 300 camels. It is considered as the huge camel herd.
How does he make sure they stick around? Because I didn't see a big corral here.
They actually know their behavior, who wants who and who likes to go where, and then they look for them if they lost.
Wait, and how many people are tending to those 300 camels?
He has wife and son.
And you have to keep track of 300 different camel personality types. Okay, but-
Yes.
With today's modern vehicles, camels are used less and less for transportation, but camel hair can be spun into wool and into ropes.
Everything you see around the gear, it is all made out of camel wool.
Camel milk contributes to Mongolia's dairy-rich diet.
And alcohol?
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
Of course.
Then there's the camel meat. The camel's unique physical traits are especially valuable to the locals. The hump, or in this case, 2 humps, are full of fat. To the camel, this is a power bank when short on sustenance. To the Nomad, it's an energy-rich cooking oil. The humps are portioned into small chunks and boiled.
Every dish they make with the meat from the Gobi tastes much better because the animals here eat more quality herbs and grass.
After an hour, they remove the hump fat and let the pot cool. Remove this floating fat and keep it in a jar for future use. This is just a warm-up for our camel feast.
Needless to say, we're super interested and we want to help out in any way we can.
We need help on cooking and milking.
All right, so last time I got to choose. This time Andrew gets to choose.
Thank God.
If it was up to me, I would definitely do the milking.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I don't want to milk again. That was horrible. Oh, those ponies were mean. I bet camels are terrible. I bet they're super smelly and much bigger. You could definitely do that task.
Do you think I could milk a camel? Are my hands too soft?
Selling camel dairy products like cheese and airag provide the main source of income for many herding families in the Gobi.
Okay, today Andrew got to choose the activities. I'm gonna milk a camel. He's doing something in the yurt.
So we're here to cut up this giant camel heart. Look at that giant artery that's just coming out there. This is the engine that fuels that giant 1,200-pound animal. This is really huge. He's seen a million camel hearts. This is my first one.
Here, the camels are very, very tall. You can't just put the bucket on the ground, otherwise you'll have about 5 feet between the nipple and the bucket. So they have this tool here. It's like a bucket holder. Look at this. I got a milk belt.
Oh, so big.
I'm deeply offended. That is very fat phobic. They need to make bucket holders in all sizes.
Let's milk.
Let's get into it. Let's see what happens. So right now we're just going straight down the middle. You know, it doesn't have a distinct smell or anything. It's not like mutton, it's not like lamb. Look at that texture, man. The big cavities of the heart that's gonna pump the blood through. What we wanna do here is we're cutting these long strips of meat. We're gonna grill it on skewers. It's barbecue, I can handle that. That's much better than milking a camel.
So far, they brought a bunch of baby camels over here, and then the moms come for the milking. She's gonna tie the legs together. The baby's gonna start sucking off the teat, and then we're gonna swoop in there and we're gonna swipe some milk.
After a Mongolian camel gives birth, her milk flows for 9 to 18 months. During this time, the herders visit her twice a day to squeeze out up to 11 pounds of milk.
Can I try?
Lubricate your fingers with a little bit of the milk. Oh, this is tough. Oh no. Oh no. Why? Oh no, I suck at this.
You know, one super interesting thing as we started butchering this animal, obviously we're out here in the middle of the Gobi Desert. There's not that much refrigeration. What they do is they simply place a lot of the meat underneath their trailer in a cage and fire up some camel dung to keep the flies away. It's cool enough to keep it for days, I imagine. This being an organ, it probably doesn't keep as long, so that's why we're gonna eat it fresh on kebabs. I'm not being very useful here.
I think no more milk. Should we go to new camel?
Okay.
Can I have a knife? Can I help with this? Yeah, so just along here. Good? I'm an idiot, right? He's got no idea what I'm saying. I mean, maybe.
After it's sliced, the camel heart is skewered with onions and tossed on the grill. As always, seasoning is straightforward. Just a little bit of salt. Occasionally spray the meat with water to keep it moist. Instead of using coal, here the camel kebabs roast over camel dung.
Okay, here we go. Oh, this one is ready. Oh, yes. So it works so much better this way. Look at this. Can you hear this milk pouring out of here? This is like the most effective milking I've ever done in my life. I'm on one side, the baby's on the other side. We are sharing this udder together. Very creamy. It's different than any other kind of camel milk I've had before. That is fascinating. It's a lot of work though for a glass of milk. I think I'll just go to the store.
Aside from the calcium, camel milk can also be used to get you drunk. Just ferment it and distill it to create a cheesy tasting milk vodka. You'll also be judged much less if you don't drink alone.
Wow, Andrew, you really missed out with the milking.
There's no way that was good.
It was very fun.
You hated it.
I like camels.
No.
They smell good.
Were they vicious?
I'm thinking about developing a camel cologne.
No.
I'm gonna call it phlegm. You've never had camel anything.
No.
Now you're gonna have camel milk vodka. I got a bowl right here for you.
Alrighty.
All right. That has a smell to it.
It does. It's sort of, lo and behold, smells a little bit cheesy.
Cheers.
Good.
Not that strong. I feel like I got the non-alcoholic kind.
I kind of like it, dude. It has the weirdest aroma before you drink. You're getting those cheesy notes.
The cheesy notes. What are you, a sommelier of freaking camel?
It's made out of
breast milk?
cheese. Cheese vodka, bro.
To me, it tastes very weak. This one is almost like a cheesy water.
And I bet this is dangerous as hell because you really can't taste the alcohol.
Yeah, maybe I'm secretly getting drunk. It doesn't taste that strong though. So that is the fruit of my labor. Meanwhile, I know you helped with the heart, and man, Andrew, can I say this looks great. You sure know how to barbecue. Black, huh? Oh, it slides right off.
And you've got a double side, heart on one side, and then the heart fat on the other with a layer of onion sandwiched in the middle.
This looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's try it out.
Oh, that's surprisingly crispy.
It is very dense meat. It is quite charred. I guess it's charred with those camel pellets.
There's none of that kind of like camel shit aroma.
It's not gamey at all.
Not at all.
It's a very clean taste.
Yeah, for sure. Great meat. It's not chewy at all. I mean, I'm expecting it to taste like flesh, right? But it's an organ.
It tastes like a red meat. The heart is just, I don't know. I love the heart of any animal pretty much.
It's barbecue, dude. I can do barbecue.
Throw another camel on the Barbie. Is that what you guys say?
In Australia.
Might be racist, I'm sorry.
As snack time ends, a serious feast is underway. Camel meat, camel fat, and onions are finely chopped, then mixed and seasoned with salt. Top each homemade dough wrapper with a scoop of camel mix and fold it into that familiar dumpling shape. 1 hour in the steam room brings about translucent skin and succulent meat. Time to dine.
Eva, I understand that you've never had camel.
I might have eaten before while traveling through the Gobi. I just didn't notice it.
Very possible. Oh, these are beautiful. Interesting. I was expecting mutton. I think we've had that already. It's a very chewy outside doughy wrapper. And then on the inside, tons of juice, like a little camel broth, and not a ton of seasonings, just kind of salty, meaty. And then the meat itself, which is a little on the lean side, I would say.
It's not a rich, strong flavor. I know it's crazy, but I just kind of thought crazy looking animal, rich, strong flavor. But it's way more plain than both horse and sheep.
Clean, like neutral, red meat.
Yeah.
Really?
Is that gamey to you?
It tastes gamey to me.
But you ate that a horse.
I think it's because I used to eating horse.
How often are you eating camel?
Just нэг бүтэн тийм ээ.
They eat one camel a year and they slaughter one camel in the autumn time.
That one camel lasts a whole year.
Whole year.
And most of it is dried out then.
Yeah.
With only one camel butchered a year, a fresh camel meal like this is truly a rare treat.
So we have dumplings and then we have this here. What do you call this?
JEMBII.
JEMBII.
JEMBII. This Mongolian exclusive starts with camel ribs, stir-fried with camel oil and camel salt. I mean regular salt. Close the lid and let it cook. In the meantime, prepare a flour and wild chive dough.
I'm curious, do they eat other meats at all, or is it always just camel meat?
Goat and sheep. Голцоо өвөл хүнсэнд
They don't usually eat goat and sheep, but like when they need it, they can take.
Where do they get it? You can't exactly swing by the local 7-Eleven, man. And we're in the middle of the Gobi.
Does Andrew think sheep are at 7-Eleven?
Like a Mongolian 7-Eleven, I don't know.
True. Good point.
They have a herd of sheep and goat, like
they-
in the other camp.
As the aroma of slow cooking camel meat fills the yurt, open the lid and toss in potatoes, onions, more salt, and water. When the ingredients become tender, they're blanketed with a thin layer of dough that'll steam until it's cooked through.
Do you have to unveil it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my God.
how do you eat it?
Yeah,
Because there's
let's do it.
dough, but then there's big piles of meat. How do they work
Usually
together?
Just grab a piece.
Thank you.
So this is the rib right here. It comes off fairly easily. It's dripping, feels juicy. I'm just gonna put the bread and the meat together.
More like a dumpling now.
Oh, I'm very sorry. Okay, I'm gonna eat the bread 1 second before.
Yeah.
Not like a dumpling anymore. Wow. Super juicy, almost just greasy, like heavy oil coming off this thing. It cooks so long, the fat's just kind of rendered and softened and got all oily. Like that, when they took all the meat out, there's just like a lake of oil at the bottom.
That's probably why it's so juicy, man. You know, it's cooked for forever, but it's nowhere near dry. You taste any of that camel dung smoked flavor?
Yeah, that's a good question. I can't say I'm picking up any. Would you say notes of dung?
Yeah, no notes of dung.
This wrapper is terrific. It feels just like a dumpling wrapper. It's thick, it's kind of dense. I love how the chives have been embedded into it. And then just pairing that with a soft, juicy rib meat, it's just super clean. It's less gamey than beef even.
Yeah, it's really neutral flavor.
I mean, I've had other camel parts, but I don't think I've had ribs before. Oh man, love it.
Wow.
For you now, as you're moving constantly, almost once a month, what is the biggest downside to that?
сургууль цуглахаараа хамаатны даавар нь
When the school season starts, they send their kid to school. In the village or in the town, they have their relatives. So the kid stays there and she visits his kid once in a while.
And for people in the Gobi, what is the goal? Because for a lot of people in many different countries, it might be, get to the big city one day. But I've been to the big city, it's fine, but that ain't it. I don't think that's the goal, but I could be wrong. What do I know? So for you, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you have a child, where do you want to be?
манай мөрөө тэр ярьдаг л да.
They want to settle down someplace and to dig a well. Once they have water, they want to plant their own vegetables and also trees in the Gobi.
So if you have this permanent home, would you always be able to be with your child?
Мэдээ сэлбэ хаа.
Yeah, of course.
I hope you find your way there eventually, and definitely sooner than later. And I want to say thank you so much for inviting us into your home and letting us intimately experience what it is like to live here in the Gobi Desert. Thank you so much. Best Ever Food Review Show is a small team of independent creators, and everything we do here works because of you guys. Click the link in our description to join our Patreon and receive exclusive benefits. A peace.
And this green things is chives.
Oh my God, that's almost a Mongolian vegetable.
Right?
This kind of dish takes about 60% of all of the dishes.
That's a lot.
I find it pleasant, but I need tacos, I need hamburgers, I need Vietnamese food, I need Thai food, I need Chinese food, I need Japanese food. I bet he's not eating any Japanese food.
You don't think they have sushi out here?
Maybe raw camel. Iba, you do such a good job. Usually people are afraid, like translators are afraid to eat during the scene. I've never seen anyone eat more than you during the scene.
These are a little bit gamey.
Yeah, but it's like after 1, 2, 3, and then it's just.
Camel is one of those meats where it's like, oh, why would I try camel? And these camels especially, their heads and eyes look a bit alien. They make crazy moaning sounds.
They look kind of cute though, in like a weird way.
Just like in a way where you're like, I could hook up with that camel. Kind of way. I think I am feeling though. I think there maybe is alcohol in here.
What are you doing, bro?
The point is, even though it looks like that, very tasty, clean meat.
Yeah, that's pretty good. If I had to rank,
I like how you went back into character immediately. Boom, guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this. This is our 4th episode here in Mongolia, and I gotta say, I owe it all to these two gentlemen right here from the YouTube channel, Art. They are documenting food and culture all over this country. Super interesting videos, very deep and very dynamic. And traditional. Go check out their channel, give a subscribe, and if you're interested in actually traveling to this country, I suggest following the website, their website down in the description down below. Go, whoa, what is that? African bees? Click on the link and take a tour with these guys. That is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace. Oh my gosh. That was so traumatic. I'm not gonna even talk about it. Maybe they'll show it in bloopers. No, don't even show it in bloopers. I'm about to get a fresh taste of camel milk. I regret this. I saw a thumbnail where somebody was squirting camel milk in their mouth. I think Food Ranger did it. That was so weird. Oh, it was coming at me. I couldn't get out of the way. Guys, I want you to format the card. I want you to take the card, burn it, smash it with a hammer, and mail it to Egypt.